Okay, and what have we got here, Peter?
Well, today I'm fulfilling the fantasy of mine because I've always wanted to produce a whole herd of miniature oblong cows because they'd be much easier to make when you're putting them through a tannery, and they'd come in pieces that people could pretty well guarantee the consistency of them. And look, we have leather, beautiful heritage leather in A3 pieces. That's about 40 centimetres by 30 centimetres. And all of them, with the exception of two, are around about 2.5 millimetres in thickness. They've got lots of uses for wallets, for the book covers, for any sort of wrist straps, for normal straps. Lots of uses that you would put a 2 to 2.5 millimeter leather to. They have got slightly different effects according to the colours. We've got beautiful aniline one, which is absolutely wonderful when you see it made up. We've got a conker brown, which is got an antique effect to it, a forest green that equally has an antique effect, and here there are two sort of pull-up effects that you can produce yourself, and they pretty well stay in there, although if you polish them rigorously they will polish out. So whatever you make, if they do get a scratch on that and you don't want it there, you can polish it out with a rag very effectively. So two pull-up wax effects, we should really call them, and two sort of semi-aniline look leathers, a black and a pure aniline taupe with lots of other colours intermingled into them. So all of these are this same heritage, or come from the same heritage, from being produced in a UK tannery, from animals that are traceable to UK sources, from pretty simple processes that have been finally finished to give them a very current look that can be used in lots of different leather products. And the big advantage of having A3 pieces is you know that they're consistent, you know you can work out pretty easily how your patterns fit in them and how many you need to get a certain number of products. So that's A3 pieces in a leather which is really a coloured veg heritage leather. A coloured veg heritage leather. The other pieces here that we have, one is really quite a heavy leather in between 4 and 5 millimeters with a very distinct textured look to it. Beautiful textured look. And the last one is one of those leathers that I'd argue you must have. It's a leather which really is a speciality leather because it's a rawhide and leather. It's a leather that's deliberately been produced to have a streak of rawhide down its middle, and that gives it extra strength, it gives it extra resistance to cuts and punctures, and it makes a leather, again, that I don't think find anywhere else in the world. So we have that available in A3 pieces as well.
So I'm guessing that's perfect for nice sheath, Peter. You can kind of bend it and get a really hard kind of sheath.
You can wet the whole thing.
Mm.
The rawhide, even you can wet the rawhide, and the rawhide, because it's not been tanned, when it does get wet, dries into the shape you put it, but it dries incredibly hard.
Yeah.
So it does give whatever it's made into a very firm, supportive case
Yeah.
to use. And obviously the advantage, I don't think very many people cut themselves by puncturing their leather sheath with a knife, but this does make sure that there's that extra level of guarantee that you don't do it with a
Yeah.
knife sheath.
No, absolutely.
And I'm sure there are lots of other uses for it. So they're the different types of oblong cow leather that we'd like to introduce you today. All of them £8.50 a piece.
Excellent.
So you can be getting 4 or 5 knife sheaths out of a piece like this, and that you can work out the economics of that. All you've got to work out is how you value your own time, which I've always found very difficult.
It's a leather worker's dilemma.
So these are for this video. We've got reasonable stock of all of them, and I hope you like them. Thank you so much.
Thank you.